Hey guys, what's up? It's Jesse here from Pickle Madness, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Legacy Pro Air. The Legacy Pro Air is a very powerful paddle, but to me, that's not what makes it stand out from other thermoform paddles. Rather than its power alone, it's its pop that makes it truly a unique paddle. Now, when I talk about pop, I'm talking about the time that the ball is spent on the surface of the paddle when you're hitting a return. In the case of the Legacy Pro Air, that is less than many other paddles, which means your opponent is not going to have as much time to react to the ball when it's coming back at them. If you're used to playing with much softer paddles or more control-oriented paddles, it's definitely going to take some time to get used to with the Legacy Pro Air. But once you do get used to that pop, it can be a valuable weapon on the courts. The Legacy Pro Air does have good control, but you're definitely going to have to work for it a lot more than you would with some other paddles. Last week we reviewed the Rhombus R3 Nova, which is definitely a much softer thermoform paddle. Now of course that's sacrificing some power for the control, but if you're used to something like the Rhombus R3 Nova and you start using the Legacy, you're going to find that you're going to have to adjust your shots. You don't have to hit it as powerful. You don't have to hit the ball with as much power as you might be used to. And honestly, the same goes for other power paddles such as the Black Ace Pro, which is a super powerful paddle. However, you're going to have to hit the ball a lot harder with a Black Ace Pro than the Legacy Pro. One of the nice things about the Legacy Pro Air is the paddle kind of works for you. You just have to make sure you don't overdo it, otherwise you're going to have to adjust your shot and tone it down a bit to make sure that the ball stays in, or you're going to have to add a lot of topspin, which is not a bad thing. And when it comes to spin, the Legacy Pro Air is a beast. It really has great spin potential if you know how to use it. The carbon fiber surface does a great job at gripping the ball, and like I said earlier, even though it has a lot of pop and the ball's going to come off really fast, the Legacy Pro Air is still able to grip the ball enough to get some wicked spin on your returns. The biggest differences between the Legacy Pro Air and the Legacy Pro is, first of all, its shape. As you can see here, the Legacy Pro Air has a hybrid shape or an arrow shape. Also, the handle is 5.5 inches, whereas on the original Legacy Pro, the handle was 5.3 inches. That little bit of length may not seem like much, but it is going to help if you're used to two-handed backhands or want to get a little bit of an extended reach on your handle. Aside from that, the rest of the difference is really just cosmetic. You can see how on the graphics on the actual paddle, the Legacy logo, the Air, and just the big Legacy have kind of a sky blue gradient. And I think that's just to match with the marking of the Air. It's supposed to look like the sky, which makes sense. If you're somebody who's looking for a lot more power without having to do a lot more work to get that power, and of course, spin is never a bad thing, then this is a great paddle for you. It comes in at only $150, which when you compare that with some other paddles on the market, is actually not a bad price, especially for what it has to offer. When playing with this paddle, I really did have to tone down my dinks. I am used to a lot more control-oriented paddles and just softer paddles in general. So in order to get my dinks over the net without hitting them way too high, I did have to tamper down the amount of power I was using when I was dinking. Now, it was really nice though to use that extra power on drives, especially because I could focus on adding topspin more rather than adding topspin plus hitting the ball as hard as I can to make sure I can get solid drop. I also did add a overgrip, and that is just my personal preference. There's really nothing wrong with the handle. I always add overgrips for any paddles I use. It's just how I like to play with them. I do usually prefer thicker grips, and no paddle really has that thick of a grip, which is a good thing because it allows you to customize the grip to how you'd like it. I do know plenty of people that use Legacy Pros and they don't have an overgrip on it, and they have no complaints about the grip. Obviously, it will add a tiny bit of weight, but really not that much. I also don't usually play with lead tape. If you're somebody who prefers top-heavy paddles rather than handle-heavy paddles, you might want to add some weight to the top of the Legacy Pro Air because it's definitely weighted more towards the handle. Not by much, but it definitely is. It's not a very top-heavy paddle. So you can fix that issue easily just by adding some lead tape in the desired spot. Thanks for watching the Pickle Madness review of the brand new Legacy Pro Air. Please drop a like on this video and don't forget to subscribe to the Pickle Madness YouTube channel. In the description below, you'll find a link to 10% off anything on the Pickle Madness store, and you'll also find a link where you can purchase the Legacy Pro Air. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. If you do decide to order your Legacy Pro Air from Pickle Madness and you have a preferred weight anywhere between 8 ounces and 8.4 ounces, you can leave a note in the checkout and we'll do our best to weigh the stock that we have to get you a paddle that is the closest weight to what you're looking for.